That's Krillin with 2 L's, and I do accept personal chats.
Hey y'all, and welcome to the first subset in my Score Entertainment Dragon Ball Z collectible card game Krillin Master Set, designated by yours truly. Every saga has promos and previews, but those are directly tied to the saga they were released alongside. Then you've got the Renegades, tournament promos, action figure inserts, giveaways, and yes, even cards tied to Kraft Cheese singles. Despite its relatively short lifespan, the Score Dragon Ball Z card game had a ton of promos. And honestly, they're kind of a nightmare to track down. There's such a wide variety of releases that you really have to do some deep research just to figure out where to even start. So, to make things a little bit easier on myself, I decided to split the promos into 2 sets, bald promos and hair promos, with Krillin Season to bridge the gap. I'll go into much more detail on this in the coming videos, but the Spark Notes version goes like this. Krillin isn't actually bald, he just shaves his head for his monk training. Eventually, he meets a hot android, wishes her into a human, marries her, has a kid, and stops shaving his head. Which is a wild paragraph to say out loud as an adult, but as a kid, this was peak storytelling. Anyway, bald versus hair marks a really strong character arc for Krillin, so I figured it was a fun and thematic way to break these promo cards down as well. Here's a quick reminder of the house rules. And another look at the rarity system. Alright, let's get into it. This was the first set where I truly had no idea where I stood at the beginning, but I was not discouraged. I started with a DBZ Outpost order, Game Boy Advance promos, Burger King exclusives, movie subsets, all just really nostalgic stuff. And then came an intimidating discovery. The first 7-star card of my entire collection. 6 stars represent ultra rares, which I've only encountered once so far. But 7 stars, those are premium cards, handed out in very specific situations. The card I needed, Fatherly Advice, was given exclusively to judges at tournaments in the early 2000s. And to make matters worse, it's also extremely playable. So yeah, about as desirable as a card can be. I got a lead on one pretty quickly. We worked out a deal, and then I got ripped off. First time in the collection, and hopefully the last. Turned out this guy had scammed multiple people in a short span of time and then just vanished. I was able to dispute it and get my money back, but man, that one stung. Next up was another learning experience, Teamwork Kamehameha. Originally released within Yamcha Season, this one came in both holo and non-holo versions. But due to a printing mistake, it was also inserted into Android Saga packs, meaning there's a version with the Android Saga foil pattern. I don't know how you accidentally print a card on the wrong foil and put it into a pack, but I'm not complaining because honestly, it looks incredible. Not that you can tell with this camera. There we go. Look how sick that is. Possibly my favorite card in the entire collection. Next, I picked up an early insert, effectively rule explanations or advertisements that they placed into packs. And then came a slight deviation from my own rules. There's a yearly event called Score Warriors Gather. In 2025, they released exclusive proxy cards, and one of them featured Krillin. I wasn't able to attend, but they ended up selling off their extra inventory after the event. And you know I grabbed one. Does it count toward the Master Set tally? Technically no, but do I regret owning it? Absolutely not. Next, we circle back to the same individual who sold me both limited and unlimited Red Shattering Leap. He tipped me off about another Krillin exclusive I'd never even heard of. This one involved Capsule Corporation credits. Fans had to collect them, mail them into Score, and receive cards in return. Meanwhile, I was quietly hunting Fatherly Advice again. This time, legit seller, and with that, set complete. Or so I thought. While working through some other sagas, I stumbled across a post that dragged me right back to Burger King. These BK cards were actually released before the game officially launched. Turns out those same cards were also released in Canada with bilingual English and French text. I managed to lock this one down, again from the Red Shattering Leap guy, who was starting to give my secret source some real competition. And with that, the set was complete. Or so I thought. Sometime later, I stumbled across another post hinting that there might be 2 variants of this insert. The one I owned was printed on thin paper and numbered 5 out of 10.
But wait, there's more!
There was another version printed on proper cardstock and numbered out of 50. I had never seen one, and honestly, I wasn't convinced that they even existed until a buddy of mine posted this photo. And there it was. I messaged him immediately. He didn't even know there were variants. And there we have it, new studio and all. I'm almost scared to say it, but as of making this video, I think I've finally finished this set. But honestly, this was probably the most fun set in the entire collection. The chaos, the surprises, the constant new discoveries, it just made the hunt incredibly rewarding. Next up, Krillin season. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day out there.